Hi everyone. Just a quick tip. Gonna upload an updated version of my AirPlay video from a few years ago, and noticed something interesting in my prep. When I slide upwards from the bottom of my screen, as you can see here, right? That gives you your control center. When you take a look in the options that appear when you hit AirPlay, my Apple TV shows up with the number 2 in brackets, or parentheses, depending on where you're from. And that is a little odd. It didn't do that. Now, I recently moved all my audiovisual equipment, my entertainment center, if you will, from one part of the house to a new family room I built in the basement. And what's basically going on, I have no idea why this is like this, but here's how you get rid of that number. So I'm just going to hit done, and let me show you what to do on the Apple TV, and we'll come back to this very soon.
But you go to your main screen of your Apple TV and you go up to the settings right there. And in settings, you go to general and you go to name. Now you see the name there. Let me just get closer here. The name there says Apple TV. Now you and I saw Apple TV too, so I'm going to change the name. Over here, you see there's a whole bunch of names that you can choose from. You could even go down and choose a custom one. Right? I'm just going to choose Family Room, which suits me fine. And now it says Family Room Apple TV. Right? I hit Menu, and I hit Menu. You can go back to whatever you're doing. And we're going to go back and take a look at what the phone said.
Alright, so we just renamed the Apple TV in the settings for the Apple TV. I'm back on the phone. I'm going to swipe up, hit AirPlay in the control center, and look at that. We have Apple TV 2 in brackets still, so it does not refresh itself right away. You may notice also that right now it's checked as dock connector, and earlier it was something called system output, and that's because I'm using the QuickTime player to record my iPhone screen. If I were to actually change my AirPlay setting right now, the recording would stop. So I'm not going to actually do that, but we are curious as to why this name isn't actually refreshing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit done. I'm going to turn off my Wi-Fi. I'm going to wait a moment. And basically what we're doing here is we're noticing that AirPlay is no longer an option, because AirPlay, as we know, is only available if you have AirPlay compatible devices on the same Wi-Fi network that you're on. If your Wi-Fi is turned off, you're not on a Wi-Fi network, AirPlay is not available. The exception to that is if you are connecting to a Bluetooth speaker, but that's really convoluted and complicated. Not the subject of this video in the slightest. So I'm going to turn Wi-Fi back on after waiting approximately 30 seconds. And now, what we'll see, as soon as AirPlay reappears after a bit of a refresh. Now, it may not reappear for you right away. For me, it's taking a while to show up again. So I'm going to swipe down. Or you can just tap the area above the control center. And I'm going to swipe back up. And I'm going to wait to see AirPlay pop up next to AirDrop. There it is. And now we shall see that it's renamed to Family Room Apple TV. So I've had to force the phone to refresh the list. Right? This turning off of Wi-Fi and turning it back on might also be the solution if you have multiple AirPlay speakers set up in your home and some of them don't appear sometimes. Turning off Wi-Fi and waiting a few seconds and coming back on. Now, you've changed it from Apple TV to Family Room Apple TV. You just want it to say Apple TV. You don't want this whole Family Room Apple TV to show up. Well, what we're going to try now is we're going to try to go back to the settings on the Apple TV, have it say Apple TV again, and we're going to see if our refresh trick will actually have that 2 in brackets disappear. All right? Okay.
All right, we're back. We go back into settings, general, name, Apple TV. Now, if we remember, it never had the 2 in brackets in this menu. And we get out of this by hitting menu, and now we're going to try that refreshing trick in the control center again on the iPhone and see if the 2 is now gone.
Alright, so here I am, and I'm going to swipe up. I'm going to go to AirPlay, and look at that. This time I didn't even have to do the refresh or the turn off the Wi-Fi or turn it back on. So like I said, sometimes it's going to show, sometimes it's not going to show, but here's the result, the final result that we were looking for, and it only took 415 hours, right? It now says Apple TV, the 2 in brackets is gone. So, summary. You go to your settings of your Apple TV, you change the name, you refresh the list on your phone, confirm the name is changed, go back into your settings for Apple TV, put the name back to Apple TV, and then we should be done. So there you go. That's an Apple TV tip, and we are going to see each other next time when I give you an updated version of my AirPlay video. Until next time, take care.